All right, let's talk about one of the most important but totally invisible pieces of technology that runs our entire world. Seriously, it's the silent engine behind pretty much everything you do online.
You know that feeling? You add something to your online shopping cart, you get distracted, close the browser, and then days later you come back and bam, it's still there, waiting for you. How does that happen? Or how your banking app can just instantly pull up every transaction you've ever made? Well, the magic behind all of this is the database.
But to really, truly appreciate just how revolutionary databases are, we've got to take a quick trip back in time, back to a world of, well, digital chaos. Just try to imagine running a modern business without them. It's not pretty.
Picture it, a huge company trying to operate with thousands of different spreadsheets. It would be an absolute nightmare. If you needed to find just one customer's order, you'd be slogging through endless files, dealing with duplicates, finding totally outdated information. It would be slow, so frustrating, and just incredibly inefficient.
Yeah, this whole lack of a central system just created this cascade of problems. I mean, data was a mess to find, and it was riddled with errors. Trying to work together? Almost impossible, since only one person could safely edit a file at a time without breaking something. And security? What's security? It was a digital Wild West that was screaming for a solution.
And that solution, the hero that swoops in to bring order to all this chaos, is the database. You can think of it as the ultimate organizational tool for the digital age.
See, at its core, a database isn't just some digital bucket where you dump information. It is an organized collection. The whole point, the entire reason it exists, is to make data easy to access, manage, and update. Everything about it is built for structure and, crucially, for speed.
Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a perfectly organized digital filing cabinet. We're not talking about a messy pile of papers on a desk. We're talking about a system where every single piece of data has its own specific place, its own drawer, its own folder, so you can find exactly what you need the moment you need it.
But, a filing cabinet is pretty useless without a system to manage it, right? You need some kind of digital librarian, and you need a special language to tell that librarian what you're looking for. That digital librarian? That's the Database Management System, or DBMS for short. This is the really powerful software that does all the heavy lifting. You've probably heard of some of the big names like MySQL or PostgreSQL, or different types like MongoDB. The DBMS is the thing that handles security, makes sure the data is reliable, and lets tons of people use it at the very same time without creating more chaos.
So how do we talk to this librarian? Well, we use 4 fundamental commands, and they go by the handy acronym CRUD. You can create new data, like adding a new friend on social media. You can read existing data, like searching for a product. You can update it, like changing your password. And of course, you can delete it. Pretty much every single thing you do in an app boils down to one of these 4 operations.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. Just like you wouldn't use the same filing cabinet for your family photos and your tax documents, not all databases are built the same. Different jobs need different tools.
The 2 biggest families are relational, which you'll often hear called SQL databases, and NoSQL. An SQL database is like a perfectly neat spreadsheet with really strict rows and columns. It's fantastic for structured data, like financial records. A NoSQL database, on the other hand, is more like a flexible folder. It can hold all sorts of different files, documents, graphs, you name it. This makes it perfect for the kind of messy, unstructured data you see all over social media.
And then you've got the specialists. In-memory databases are built for one thing: pure, blazing speed. They keep all the data in a computer's short-term memory, its RAM, which makes them perfect for things that need instant updates, like a real-time leaderboard in a video game. And then you have cloud databases, run by giants like Amazon and Google. They handle all the complicated hardware for you and let apps scale up to millions of users, almost effortlessly.
So, databases are obviously super powerful, but like any advanced piece of tech, they're not a magic bullet. They come with their own set of challenges and trade-offs.
So, on the plus side, the powers are huge. You get incredibly efficient data management, you get support for tons of users at the same time, and you get really robust security. They enforce consistency so you don't get errors, they have automatic backups so you don't lose precious data, and they can scale up to handle just insane amounts of traffic.
But then there are the pitfalls. Databases can be really complex and expensive to set up. They need constant maintenance to keep them running smoothly. And to really get the most out of them, you need skilled experts, people we call database administrators, or DBAs, and that just adds to the cost and complexity. Okay, so we've covered the what, the how, and the why. So let's bring it all home and look at how this technology is the invisible foundation of your daily digital life.
I mean, every single time you shop on a site like Amazon, you are using a database. It's what stores millions of products, manages all of our orders, tracks inventory in real time so things don't get oversold, and processes payments securely. Without a database, modern e-commerce just flat out couldn't exist.
Your bank absolutely runs on databases. They are the digital vaults that secure your account information. They record every single transaction with perfect accuracy, and they help banks analyze patterns to spot and prevent fraud, keeping your money safe. Scrolling through Instagram or Facebook? That is all databases, my friend. They store your profile, your friends list, and every single post, photo, and comment ever made. Even the instant messages you send are often powered by those super fast, in-memory databases to make them feel instantaneous. And when you call an Uber or a Lyft, you're interacting with an incredibly complex database system. It's tracking the live GPS location of thousands of cars at once. It's managing all the passenger and driver info. And of course, it's handling your payment securely at the end of the ride. Which really leads us to a final thought. From checking the news when you wake up to streaming a movie at night, databases are the silent, organized engines running the entire show. So the real question isn't what do databases do? The real question is, what part of modern life isn't powered by one?